Tensions between Iran and Israel have escalated sharply after a reported missile strike near the southern Israeli city of Dimona, an area associated with sensitive nuclear infrastructure. The attack injured dozens of people, with emergency services rushing at least 47 casualties for treatment, while nearby Arad saw hospitals receive even more injured individuals. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu described the situation as a very difficult evening, reflecting the seriousness of the strike and its psychological impact on the country. The incident appears to be part of a cycle of retaliation. Tehran claims the strike came after attacks on its nuclear facilities, particularly the Natanz nuclear facility, a key component of Iran's nuclear program. Iranian authorities have stated that despite the strikes, there is no immediate danger to civilians in surrounding areas. However, the targeting of nuclear-linked sites on both sides has raised global fears about the risk of further escalation and the potential for a wider regional crisis involving strategic and highly sensitive infrastructure. Meanwhile, the United States has increased its military involvement, with U.S. Central Command reporting that recent airstrikes have weakened Iran's capacity to threaten maritime traffic in the Strait of Hormuz, a critical route for global oil shipments. Despite this, Iranian forces have continued to target locations across the Gulf, raising concerns over energy security. In response, foreign ministers from the G7 nations have called for an immediate halt to hostilities and warned of possible coordinated measures to stabilize global energy supplies. As the conflict unfolds, civilians in Iran face a somber atmosphere, with many describing a bleak and uncertain new year, overshadowed by ongoing airstrikes and instability. A reported ceasefire following mediation by Pakistan, China, and Turkey marks a significant diplomatic development in the conflict between Iran and Israel. After days of intense missile exchanges and strikes on sensitive sites, the halt in fighting offers much-needed relief to civilians on both sides, who had been facing fear, casualties, and uncertainty. Reports of injuries in cities like Dimona and surrounding areas had highlighted how quickly the situation was escalating toward a broader regional crisis. The role of these mediating countries appears crucial. Pakistan and Turkey have historically positioned themselves as voices for de-escalation in Muslim-majority regions, while China has increasingly taken on a global diplomatic role, especially in Middle Eastern affairs. Their joint efforts likely involved back-channel negotiations, pressure to avoid further strikes on nuclear-related facilities, such as the Natanz nuclear facility, and assurances aimed at reducing immediate military threats.